I'm Scott Nicholson in Todd, North Carolina, the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. I can't drive to town if I need a carton of milk. It's not really convenient. So, you may be snowed in for 3 days. You better have some food, your heating, your firewood. A lot of it's pretty boring to most people, but it's important to feed the dogs, feed the chickens. Those guys are getting up at 7 o'clock no matter what, and they need to be taken care of, so there's no sleeping in. My goal was to always live like this. I just didn't know if writing would be a part of it. We got a string out of you. I grew up on the front porch storytelling. I think that was my first exposure to the supernatural and ghosts that eventually became an interest in writing that kind of stuff. We were pretty poor growing up. I had 5 kids living in a little bitty trailer, and having a stack of paper just felt like wealth to me. In 1994, I took a couple of writing classes, and it was the first time I had a teacher that said, "You can do this." I say, "Go for it." And I didn't really know what that meant. And he was like, "You got to write every day." I had 105 rejections before my first story sale. So I was sending out stories and getting 3 rejection slips in the mail and sending 3 out all the time. The business was funneling through tighter and tighter hoses, and there were, it's like only a few agents and only a few publishers, and it's kind of like everything was shrinking. Passion, feeling, emotion, specifically one of the feelings natural to all men as fear, hate, love, joy, etc. Oh, there was a conventional wisdom that you'd hear it at the conventions, you'd read it in the books. Only hacks self-publish. You have to get an agent. You've got to prove yourself by getting 1 million rejection slips. And then someone has to tell you that you're worthy. That was the turning point, was when I quit sending that book to publishers and published it myself instead. And then at the end of the year, I added up all my income for the year month by month. It was like, if it's that solid, and it is already exceeding my day job as a journalist, so I need to quit. This is the time to jump, and it worked out. This has always been my goal in life as a writer, is to be able to make it work and stay at home and write according to my own schedule and have that freedom. Drive, to cause to move on, to urge onward, as with blows, as to drive cows to pasture. Actually, the Kindle, the self-publishing and digital revolution kind of happened for most of us who were already writing. We were already trying this old way. I think Amazon's amazing, not just for what they've given us writers, but it's just refreshing after, kind of feeling like I'm just being ground through the system, and to see Amazon's creativity and all the people I've worked with who work there really believe in it. To me, living your life and not doing what you love is like one of the biggest sins of all. So my life is structured so that I can rely on myself. I'm not having to be somewhere 10 hours a day or being somewhere at a specific time. I don't know if it's a simpler life, but it's one I love.